What's up?
Hey,
How you doing?
good morning, good evening,
Good afternoon and good night.
and good night. So yeah, welcome back to another episode of Switching Naturally. I'm your girl AJ,
I'm Q.
and again, Channy's still not here,
She'll be back. She's promised us. Or I have been tasked with going out to get her.
and by whatever means necessary to do the thing. I wholeheartedly want that to be a thing.
I'm on it, bro.
I appreciate you. So how you been?
I have been alive, which, given the last 2 years, if we're being honest, I feel like that's pretty
great.
good
It's great
on the scale.
It's a great place to be.
Work is much.
You have no idea.
We don't have the same woes, but we are both like Drake, just running through the six, you know. So I understand. Don't know the particular flavor, but I know that we're both drinking Kool-Aid.
When I tell you this week has been a purity hell,
Yeah.
I just
I don't know where the week went. I'm not sure.
I stopped trying to figure it out. So there's that.
Yeah, time is elusive, and I don't care for it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so I pulled you here, right?
Yes.
Because I find it interesting.
Hmm.
We kind of touch on it a little bit, but we've never just had a full-blown conversation about this. And I was like, well, why not have this conversation here?
Sure.
We grew up in the same house.
Correct.
We have the same parents.
The yes.
It's the
Yes.
yes. And yet, we saw it. Most things we saw kind of the same, but a lot of it we kind of have taken it in differently.
Yes, we have responded and reacted to it differently.
And so, why not talk about like what some of those differences are and kind of how they've molded you into the man and the woman that we are today.
Okay. Well, just sort of the immediate thing that this sort of starts in my mind is I think our journeys were a matter of external and internal.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
You were dealing with a lot of external forces not necessarily working against you, but butting up against you.
Yeah.
And all of that was happening for me internally.
Okay. I can see that. I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I alluded to it in a previous episode. You had Aerial World.
I did.
You had Aerial World.
I did.
And that was, live and in color.
But I also took that as mom and dad's way of shadiness to accept that I am not going to be who they were thinking or imagined their daughter to be. And in order for them to accept that, they had to create something that worked.
Well, we often try to name and or explain things that we don't understand.
Right.
And you were confounding, if we'll be honest. Let's just be
Confounding.
You were out there.
I'm still out there.
I mean, yes. Correct. But like, who in our family is not?
Again, no one. So,
Exactly.
there's that.
Right.
So, because you're right about the external versus the internal, but there was also a level of internal for me.
Sure, and it was external for me, but more one than the other, depending on the
person.
Yeah.
So I guess with my thought is, because there's one thing we definitely know of and agree on is, even though I got on your last nerve, as the little sister,
absolutely,
there was still this element of like, it's me and you,
right?
We gonna make it.
Sure, even when we hated each other.
I never hated you. I never hated you.
It's strong, and I never really hated you, but it's that one of those, we are arguing, we are fighting, I'm big mad at you for doing a thing. Sure, hate is strong.
Sure. I was gonna say, I've never hated you. I just felt like you were kind of mean to me because I was kid sister.
Ooh, is that why? Or was it?
And mommy made you take me with you places you didn't want to go, and I was out there.
No, but I wasn't mad at you about that.
Yeah, but you directed it at me.
Because you were there.
Exactly, so.
Because you were also
out there.
Being little sister at the time.
Fair. Totally fair. I get
right.
that.
Like,
and that's true.
Like, you could tell I wasn't happy, and you were still being that yourself.
I was trying to lighten the situation. I tried. I was trying to make it where we both was going to be all right with the situation, because you think I wanted to be going around with you all the time?
No, obviously not. I'm so sorry. Let's go smell that Chinese food. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I don't know what just happened.
I tried to be subtle about it. There was.
Oh, you burped.
I did. It was a little tiny burp, and it just Chinese food.
I don't smell anything.
Okay,
so
that's good. So, oops. Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know, like, because even in the conversations we've been having with our parents nowadays, I'm finding that their versions of how we grew up, it's almost like they live in fantasy land a little bit.
I won't say fantasy land, because there was a lot of hard shit. And I know that they recognize that and realize it. But they definitely, I guess the world was painted for them differently than it was for us.
This is why I say fantasy.
Okay.
Here's a perfect example, because we've talked about this example too. Mommy came in the house, and she was at this workshop or seminar or whatever she was at, and they were like, mothers love their sons and raise their daughters. I said, yep. I didn't even let her finish it. I said, yes, correct. She was like, I don't agree with that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You did that. But then on Daddy's side, it's not really like that either, because he was just hard-nosed no matter who it was. Or do you feel like Daddy loved on me a little bit more than he loved on you?
I mean, no. It was still different, I guess.
Still different?
Mm-hmm.
Different how?
I'm going to try and put the words to this because I don't know if I can. I know that it felt different. Not any more or less, just different.
Yeah.
Right? Right. So, I guess just the way that he responded and reacted to us. I don't know. This is muddy waters. It's hard.
It's really hard.
It's really hard.
Because every time I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't remember a time where I felt like, well, I was a daddy's girl for sure.
Absolutely.
I used to hang off of him, but I also used to hang off you too.
It's true.
Any of my big cousins, it was like majority 3 different people. You, Daddy, Tristan. It was in red.
Sure.
Guaranteed. Automatic.
Yeah.
I'm hanging off of you. Come here and let me love you. And when my uncles came around, okay, sure, you're here. Come here.
Right. Yeah. Love that for you. Yes.
Love that for you. However, those 4, that was it. So, but it was still like there was limits to how much, I don't want to say affection, I could give Daddy before it felt like go away. I don't know if I'm making sense with that. Not go away, but like...
Oh, before he was like, okay, we're done?
Like,
right.
Like, go sit down somewhere.
Right.
Like, that part of it.
I know. I felt like and I'm going to say it, so just like be ready. With Daddy, it always felt like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like you had to teeter that line in any misstep. Mr. Hyde was here. He was here.
Right.
And it was going to take a while. Y'all, okay, so here's the story. We laugh about it now because, well, we laughed about it then too, and we got in trouble for laughing, but that's not the point.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect example of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? It's a good day. We waiting on Mommy to do something. We were on our way to the movie theater. Yeah. It was a good day. And then there's normally a little wing spot we go to right after the movies because the movies was hella cheap.
Yeah, you do like $1 movie.
It was like $1 movie day or whatever.
The good old days. I sound old. Anyway.
It is, I know. And we all in the kitchen. Him and our cousin was staying with us at the time. We was having a good old time, right? And I'm standing behind one of them with my back to the counter. And he comes in, I guess because he's getting ready to put his watch on first to go. And he flips on all of us, just start going off, talking about, y'all broke my watch, yada, yada, yada. We're like, I'm sorry, what watch?
Wait, right. Who did what now?
I'm sorry, we didn't, I haven't seen a watch. I haven't touched a watch. I ain't even grazed a watch.
I don't do watches. I don't really do jewelry. I have a tendency to lose the fact that they exist. Out of sight, out of mind to the extreme.
Correct. And so it was just weird because we were all looking at each other and he was like, one of y'all better tell me who broke my watch or all of y'all gonna get in trouble. Y'all can already give up the movies. Me and your mama gonna go by ourselves, blah, 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 blah. And we was like...
But we didn't...
But we ain't do nothing.
Didn't do it.
So then them two gonna tell me to just say, Ariel, just say you did it. Hell no, I ain't finna say I did. I ain't do it.
She would have got the lighter punishment. We could have moved on.
But I wasn't fin to admit to something I didn't know was there and I hadn't touched it. Now, we all know I can touch some shit.
Absolutely.
We all know I was Miss Curiosity back then.
And you were the most likely to have done it.
I would have been the most likely to have done it. However, I did not do it. I wasn't going to say I did it.
Sure. Like, I get it as an adult now. But at the time...
then, they just was not trying to hear it. They said, Ariel, just say you did it. Hell no. Because then y'all get to go to the movies and I can't go. No. I ain't saying it. No. So, we all sitting on the couch, right? My dad just walking up and down the stairs. Cussing, going off. Mad, right?
Vulgar.
It's the vulgar. Y'all think we're vulgar? That's where we get it from. The vulgarity. And all of a sudden, you just hear a loud boom.
You're not supposed to be laughing. You're not supposed to be laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny, Aaron. It's not funny. It was, it was hilarious.
It was hilarious because he said, that's what I give for cussing.
And I cannot tell you how hard it was.
We laughed. And he was like, y'all better not be laughing. We was like...
Yeah.
I think we still ended up going to the movies because I think he realized, like...
He realized that it was an old-ass watch, and it probably was just old, and we didn't actually break it at all.
Also, my mom, she the goat for this one in this situation, because she came out and was like, Howard, the watch was old.
Right.
You don't... If they told you they didn't do it, you don't think that it could have just... Broken. He was like, no, they broke my watch. And so by then, though, he calmed down with the vulgarity because he realized that he had just embarrassed himself.
The near-death experience helped, sort of focus the mind a bit.
But like, even in that moment, like it was like a switch because he was literally just happy, kikiing with us, singing, laughing with us, singing with us,
vibing. It was good.
It was a good time.
And then it was like, not. And then it was no longer.
It was just like, nah, no. This is just, you can go and hang that up. Yeah. This is just not going to be a good day. And then after that, it was good all over again.
Back and forth. That was just a part of our, sort of existence.
And so I think for us it was, and for me, especially learning new things with Daddy was always.
Oh God.
Always.
We could talk about that.
Fearful.
For its own episode.
We could, but we're not.
I was hoping not.
No. Still, that's a trauma all in itself.
Still don't play sorry.
I will not, and I won't learn chess. I refuse. Nope, I'm not gonna do it.
I also don't like Monopoly. That's for a number of reasons, but
yeah, Monopoly just brings out the worst in people. That is true.
That's
Monopoly,
so true.
spades.
I mean, but we still play spades.
But spades, though, that was a good time. That was like one of the few games that we learned, or the few moments where we were learning stuff, and it ended up being a really great time. Especially because we got to trash talk how we wanted to trash talk. When we finally set our parents, they were mad.
They were big mad.
They were big mad.
Because they're both competitive.
Oh, so bad.
And so were we.
Yeah, for sure. This is like OG to the T spades partner. Like, who wants some?
Right.
Like, anybody.
Who wants the smoke?
All of the smoke. Like, it goes down,
We are barbecuing this bitch. So... I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying something new.
Okay.
I try something new.
All right.
For not today, because we have things to do.
Yeah, no, not today.
We have things to do. We should talk about how games are such an integral part of our existence. Think about it. Think about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like mandatory every Friday night. It was family night. And so sometimes Mom would do family devotion, and then we'd play games. Sometimes we'd do movie nights where we'd have homemade fries and nachos and tacos and burgers. Sometimes.
Burgers, pizza,
wings. It just depended on what we felt like having at the time. So, wow. And the fact that it's still very integral now. Like,
that's something that sort of why I thought about it. We were just talking about it, all the memories tied to it, and I was like, oh wow, we still do that every holiday, every time we hang out.
Mommy be like, let's play some games. And I'm like, okay, girl, let's play some games.
Girl, I'm tired.
Now, I do love games, but let's try some new games. Like, let's do some new stuff, right? And some of the games we did try, they sucked at, so they didn't want to play them. Like me and Quentin, the little speak out game with the mouth guard.
We were real good at that.
We dominated that game.
Mommy couldn't get through a round.
Without laughing.
Start just
'Cause it was just so funny to her. But for whatever reason, I don't know why they did. We have to ask them that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they both are very much into games.
Mm-hmm.
And wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're welcome.
Huh.
I know.
Okay. All right. Well, so yeah, we do we do a lot of games. I'm really stuck on that right now. I lost my train of thought.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. I got you. I'm gonna get you back.
Okay.
We got anything else we want to address for this?
Okay. So I think the biggest thing that I want to address is how much of an impact did our parents' relationship have on how you navigate relationships, what's your absolute deal breakers with your significant others and stuff like that. Because I'll admit, their relationship did not allow us to grow up with the fantasy or the rose-colored glasses.
No. Well, okay. Kind of. Here's what I'm going to say about that. While their relationship specifically did not, it showed me what I didn't want.
Correct. But that's still not, for me, that wasn't the rose-colored glasses. It was, I see what not to do.
Fair.
And how do I unlearn those to do different?
Okay.
And to require different from my partner.
Okay. Well, at the same time, yes, technically not the rose-colored. With the amount of movies we watched, specifically romantic comedy movies, at least for me.
Yeah, on this end, those were good escapes, but they still weren't reality for me.
Oh, no, not reality, but that's not what rose-colored glasses are. Rose-colored glasses aren't reality. They're a fantasy. They're a hope.
That's what I'm saying.
I
didn't consider them as a hope. And I didn't consider that I would ever see a stable relationship until I met the Walkers.
Fair. I did. But, again, internal situations. So, a lot of the things going on outside of myself didn't really have a whole lot of stock in
you.
Or I didn't have a whole lot of stock in the other things.
Which is probably why it was so easy for you to kind of just shut out and shut off.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I was...
There's the Linchpin Moment where that became really easy. But we don't need to go there. It's a good day. We're going to keep it a good day.
No, we're not. We're not going to go too deep. Because then we would open up a whole can of worms on both sides, and we just don't have the time to unpack all of that.
Exactly.
And but what I am saying, for me on my side, and it's so funny because you've had to tell mom and dad, I've had to tell mom and dad, it's not that I don't know who I want in a man. It's not that I don't know what I will and won't put up with. It's because of those things that I won't tolerate the things that you think I'm going to tolerate from a man. I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
And so, oddly enough, mom and dad were good parents, but not good to each other.
No.
And so, it still showed the flaw. And for me, because you got to leave in the thick of the dysfunction,
I mean, yeah.
You didn't have to be the bargaining chip between the two of them. And so for me, it was a little bit more chaotic and irritating because that small little space where you were in college, it was your father's supposed to come get you, call your father. Daddy forgets and says, oh, well, no, your mom's supposed to come get you, call your mama. Well, now I'm getting cussed out because why didn't you have this situated before you went to work? Well, we did. And y'all said Daddy was coming to get me.
Right.
So how is this my fault?
Right. It's not.
And so I got pulled into a lot of those back and forths. And so for me, I was like, hell no. This ain't got nothing to do with me. And why am I in the middle?
Right.
And so for me, I'm like, nah, I'm not. This ain't what I want. I ain't going to take this. I'm not going to take that. But what will I take? What can I allow?
Right.
What can I be open to? And because I never got to see the softness of them together, like
Right.
it was very rare. Not to say they didn't do it, but it was rare for us to see it on a consistent basis.
Right.
So I feel bad for my ex. I really do feel bad for my ex. He tried so hard to romance me and like just do nice things for me.
Right. Just be soft and sweet.
And I couldn't accept it.
Don't want it.
I didn't.
Like, you can do nice things for me. You can give me nice things. But, like, don't do it. Don't do it.
And it was just like, but then I was like, don't get me nice things because what do you want?
Oh.
Don't give me nice things because, and then I'm going to say this and then we're going to be done because you might agree or disagree. All of the things that we got, some things we got just because, but all of it I felt like came with conditions.
I mean, yeah. It felt like that a lot of times, yeah.
And it felt like if we didn't do the things that they wanted us to do, the way they wanted us to do it, we wouldn't hear the end of it. And it kind of felt like it was never good enough, at least on my end.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because, they have amnesia about comparing me to you and telling me, why can't I act more like you? And I was like, well, I'm not him, so it's never going to happen.
Right.
And I actually got in trouble because I said it exactly like that. I was more of the troublemaker. It's okay.
I mean, I had my moment, but that was because of...
Quentin, you had like 3 in your entire life.
No. A teacher was beat up by me because she was trying to keep me contained.
In preschool.
In preschool.
That's one of 3.
There was multiple instances.
Like what?
Of that time. Like, that whole era was just dark.
As a preschooler, sure. But Quentin, first of all, he trying to act like he wasn't the reliable, responsible not straight A's, but honor roll, always the good child.
Oh no, let's be clear. I just said I had my moments.
And like I said, his moments weren't that much, okay? It wasn't that much. So what I'm saying is I was the one that was like, I don't care.
The preschool remembered you and remembered me.
And Michael.
Right.
They remembered us. Because we gave them the business.
Right. And my reputation preceded you. So just saying.
And they still were not prepared for me.
True.
But yeah, so I think we can talk about this all day, but I think it was just very interesting that, as the siblings under what we experienced, to see how differently, but like similarly, we think and feel about a lot of things.
There are a lot of parallels, but again, it's a parallel. We are not on the same road. It's just very much so.
Yeah. And so, and I feel like even though, school became my thing and then like not so much yours.
Mm-hmm. It's because I got burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't really, I'm going to be honest with you. We've never had this conversation, and then we're going to wrap up for real.
Mm-hmm.
You never went to school or never thought about what you wanted to do. You just did what was asked of you because they felt like, oh, well, you're good at that, do that.
Right.
And then whereas at an early age, I came to the conclusion of, listen, I'm going to be who I'm going to be, like it or not, take it or leave it,
right,
shove it where the sun don't shine. And they finally kind of was like, oh, she's really going to be her own self.
right,
She's going to say and feel and be.
right.
And I feel like you came to that conclusion a lot later.
Oh, yeah. It was because I was still trying to figure out what I was.
Yeah. And
that's part of the internal that I was talking about.
And I always felt like, and this is crazy because I always was like, I want to be like him. I was like, I just want to be like you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there was just this air of who, at one point I kind of doubted, like, was I meant to be this outlandish person, or am I supposed to be like this? And then one day I woke up and was like, fuck that, no, I'm gonna go over here and do what I was doing from the beginning.
Sure.
So, but it was still like, well, I'm happy for whoever and whatever.
Right.
It is, you decide what you think, what you feel, which is probably why Quinta was like, okay, I kind of like her because she gets me.
Right.
And then we were both like, bitch, I get you. I see you.
Right. So, you, me.
Like, we just got it. And it was like, because our parents thought that they knew us.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't think they ever truly fully knew.
No.
And I think because we did, which is why we're so close now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've tried, my mother told me to back up. I tried to be the one to kind of like be the anchor for this type of situation, because if you approach Quentin a certain type of way, I'm not liable for whatever comes out his face.
Right, because I am not always liable for what's going to come out. If I'm being honest, many a time it's just in out. Just
you said it, and he just said, burp, 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 burp.
Yeah,
and
just
so
I take it and I just return it, just with a little bit extra.
And people aren't used to that side of Quentin, or doesn't know that he has, or the level of like shrink that you get.
Right.
So, yeah, this was great. We're gonna be here all day if we don't stop. So,
right. So we should probably. I'm in position. I'm ready.
Okay. This is my last time doing this without Channy. I just want it to be known.
I thought we did great last time. How dare you?
I feel like we did, but it just feels like
it felt wrong.
It just feels like it's missing some je ne sais quoi.
Oh, didn't like that. Just said gross.
All right, it's time for music of the week.
Music of the week, hey, music of the week.
Music of the week, hey. Okay, so normally we would do separate musics of the week.
There's no need to do so.
But because
there's only one thing.
Yeah.
There's only one thing.
Terrell did a thing.
He did a thing.
And the same 3 individuals have been on rotation.
Yeah, they can all fight me
since Thanksgiving Day. So it is Kalante Gavin, Fight Me.
Yep.
Duran Bernard.
Yep.
You can fight me.
Catch both of these hands.
And Samo.
So we were watching the special, like award show type special. It's insane how good it is. First of all, like the whole thing, but these in particular. Anyway, so I was at our mother's house. And so since it's not my TV, I couldn't throw my shoes at the TV screen. So I just took a couple of napkins. I can't tell you the number of times for those 3 performances alone that I threw the napkins. I probably should have thrown them more if we're being completely honest.
You should have.
I should have. But that involved getting back up.
Correct.
Grabbing them and doing it again.
And that was just too much. So we've been listening to those same 3. And I'm not going to confirm nor deny that I may have cried to every single one.
I mean, I didn't
maybe
cry.
not Duran, but at least Samo,
sure,
and Kalante for sure. I cried, and I don't.
Yeah, no, definitely did. I'll confirm it. I don't care.
Okay. Well, guys, if you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing, so you should go ahead and do that.
Okay, it's the Terrell Show 1 million subscribers special. It came out on Thanksgiving. It's on YouTube.
It's on all streaming platforms. We get nothing for this, but we're just telling you.
Yeah, we're just fans.
I stan.
Yeah,
that man.
1,000,000%. There you guys see what I did there.
Yeah,
there's a million subscribers special.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm good like that. So, yeah, you should watch it.
And you should also like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell for this here.
Right.
And then you should go and, again, share it. Because
tell
what
your friends,
are you doing?
Tell your mom and them.
Also, follow us on Instagram at Switchin Pod.
Yes.
And, yeah.
It'll be in the atmosphere below.
It'll be, like, right here, you know? It'll be right here.
Oh,
right here.
Just get my little Vanna Black on?
Yeah, it's going to be right here. And so we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And until next time, bye.